Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I want to give my review of the Black Girls Sunscreen Make It Matte sunscreen in SPF 45. As of right now, as of the time I'm recording this, there are only 4 reviews on YouTube. I think the reason for that is because some people are still getting it. I realized the other day that this launched literally like not even a month ago. So at the very end of January. So it's still really new. I think some people are still getting it. It's sold out on the Black Girl Sunscreen website. It's sold out at some Targets. It's available at Target now, but it's sold out in some places. Thankfully, I was able to get mine. I was able to order mine. I had it shipped here. It took about 10 days to come here. It kept getting delayed, but it came. And I'm grateful. I'm glad I did. I still want to give my 2 cents on it. I'm going to link the other reviews down below. I think they're really great reviews. And they also give a good idea, but I also want to give my take on it and my perspective. This is actually my first time trying Black Girl Sunscreen. I was interested in getting the other formulas, the original formula and the one for kids, but I didn't think it would work for my skin. I have oily combination skin and also acne prone skin, and I thought that even in winter time, well now it's almost spring, but I thought even in winter that those formulas might be too thick for me. And then also, because of how much you're getting, you get like 3 ounces, and now it's almost spring. I feel like they wouldn't really suit me now. You know, those would work fine for winter when it's colder and dry, but it wouldn't work now when it's almost spring and getting warmer. So I was really glad when they came out with this. A lot of people, myself included, requested they come out with one for oily skin, one that's more lightweight, and they came through. And oh man, you can tell how popular this is because this keeps selling out. It should be back in stock soon on their website, but we'll see. So for the product itself, you get 1.7 fluid ounces. There are other sunscreens you get 3 fluid ounces because that's designed for face and body, whereas this you get 1.7 fluid ounces because it's just for the face. I personally prefer 3 ounces because I feel like it lasts a little bit longer, but I'm not mad at this. This is a typical size. I don't know why 50 milliliters is the typical size for like a lot of sunscreens. I feel like that's just not enough in general. If you're using it the way you're supposed to be, then this would last you, what, 2 weeks? Like just about a month maybe? I don't know. I've been using this for like 2 weeks now. Whoa, wait. Yes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. Obviously I still have some, but I'm so scared about this running out. Unlike the other sunscreens, which are more thick and creamy, this one has a gel texture. It has a very light, almost oily gel texture. And it's really interesting. I've never tried something like this before. It has a yellowish tint, which reminds me of like melted down coconut oil, which kind of makes sense because this does have coconut oil in it. And I'll get to that in a minute or so. But anyway, when you rub this in on the skin, it sets down to like a silicone primer. You know, this comes out of the tube clear with a yellowish tint, but essentially a clear gel, and it rubs onto the face clear. There's no white cast, nothing like that. Also, it's chemical sunscreen, so you wouldn't get a cast anyway. Nonetheless, there's no cast. So as I said, it feels like a gel, almost like an oil. But then when you rub it in and it sets down on your face, it feels like a silicone primer, which is like very slippery, but also smooth and like evenly distributed. It feels really nice. And if you like the feeling of silicone primers, yeah, you'll like this. I don't wear makeup anymore, but I've heard from other reviewers that this makes a great base for makeup. So this is called the Make It Matte sunscreen. However, I don't know if I would call this matte. So I'm actually wearing it right now, and this is the light from my desk. It has like a very, like a glow. It definitely has a glow. It's not super matte where it's like no shine whatsoever. It's a little bit of like radiant glow. I wouldn't call this dewy. I think dewy looks a little more, I guess, wet. This doesn't have that. This really doesn't have that. It definitely feels a lot lighter, doesn't feel heavy at all, so I still think this is a great sunscreen for oily skin and oily combination skin. if you're looking specifically for a matte sunscreen, like no shine whatsoever, this might not be for you. Like sunscreen by itself. Under makeup, I'm sure that's fine, but if you're looking for the sunscreen itself to be matte, I don't think this will be for you, but again, check out other reviews to get a better perspective on that. It's a chemical sunscreen, and for the most part, chemical sunscreens don't leave any cast, if at all, so you don't have to worry about that with this. Like all of Black Girl sunscreens, yeah, there's no white cast. You get 1.7 fluid ounces. Now, if you get this from Black Girl Sunscreen's website, it costs $21.99 in the US. I'm from the US, if you can't tell already. So it costs $21.99, but at Target, it costs $17.99. I have no idea why that is. If anyone knows why it costs less at Target than from the brand themselves, please let me know. I'm actually really curious about that. Again, as I said, I got this from Target. For me, I know it's just a few dollars difference, but I actually think $21.99 is a little more expensive, and I would prefer to pay $17.99. That's just me. So I got this from Target, and I would highly encourage you guys to do so as well. You could also support Black Girl Sunscreen directly. You know, they're a great brand to support, so definitely consider buying from their website. Well, I really like the sunscreen, and I do want to mention that so I haven't tried that many sunscreens, but the two other chemical sunscreens I've been trying are the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel in SPF 30 and the Cetaphil Pro Oil Absorbing Moisturizer in SPF. I think that's also SPF 30 or 35. I'm going to say 30. Those are also very nice and lightweight and moisturizing. They're not too heavy. The one thing, though, about those two is that they do irritate my eyes. This one does not. So already it's a win. It's possibly one of my holy grails because, again, it doesn't irritate my eyes at all. So that's my overall review of it, and last night I was just thinking about the brand Black Girl Sunscreen, just how amazing they are. And I realized that they like check a lot of boxes. And they cater to so many people when you really think about it. And yeah, I just think it's so amazing. They're that brand that like can please almost anybody. I'm not just talking about the products, but also in the philosophy and their marketing. So first off, Black Girl Sunscreen, it is a Black-owned brand. That already is a plus. So not only are they a Black-owned brand, they're specifically catering towards people of color. And that already, like, they use their platform to educate about the importance of sunscreen. There's this common myth that if you're not a white person, that you don't have to wear sunscreen. Not true at all. Everyone needs to wear sunscreen. It's so important for skin health and prevention of skin cancer and other skin diseases. You know, they're using the platform to educate people about the importance of sunscreen, and especially for people of color. And even though, you know, chemical sunscreen has been around for a while, and chemical sunscreens, at least for the most part, don't leave any kind of cast. So even though this isn't necessarily the first sunscreen that actually suits people of color, it's still reassuring to know that people of color were, you know, this was made with people of color in mind, when oftentimes people of color are ignored or seen as an afterthought, or actually not even an afterthought, they're honestly constantly ignored. The fact that we're still like pushing for more sunscreens, like there still aren't mineral sunscreens that work for people of color, or there are some that work for some but not all. They're not truly inclusive. That's a whole thing. The other thing I think is cool is that they're an independent company. They're not owned by L'Oreal or Estee Lauder or other companies, and I think that's cool because I know a lot of people don't want to support like those big companies. It gets annoying when you want to support one company for the ethics and values, but guess what? They're owned by L'Oreal with a very different set of ethics and values. So I totally understand people who go by that. Well, guess what? Black Girl Sunscreen, independent, Black-owned brand. I think that's really cool. Another thing is that despite the name Black Girl Sunscreen, they don't just cater to Black women. They cater to people of all colors and of all genders. They do feature men on their social media, on Instagram, and they do push for like sunscreen for all genders, like sunscreen especially for men who are often excluded. Not excluded, but skincare we're still trying to break out of that of catering skincare, marketing them just towards women when really skincare is for everybody. And I just think it's cool that, again, despite what the name could potentially imply, they are open and trying to market it towards men as well, or all genders. And another like added bonus is that, I mean, kind of a minor thing, because I think more brands are becoming more cruelty-free and vegan. Again, if you don't want to support brands like Neutrogena, they have a lot of great sunscreens, a lot of great products. A lot, not so great products, but a lot of great products. But guess what? They're not cruelty-free. Black Girl Sunscreen, cruelty-free. It's just, what I'm trying to get is that they're catering towards so many different markets. Catering towards people who are cruelty-free and vegan. Catering specifically towards people of color. Catering towards people who want to support more independent brands. Gender-inclusive brands. And the last thing I want to mention is that they do kind of fall into clean beauty or natural beauty, where they don't necessarily tout that natural is better, but by advertising that they're formulating with natural ingredients, it kind of implies that. Like, clearly they're catering towards people who want natural ingredients. However, they don't fearmonger by saying certain things are bad. They also don't, like, they're wise about how they're formulating and how they're advertising. So yes, they formulate with natural ingredients, but they're not using, like, lemon. You know, lemon extracts. They're not formulating with essential oils or fragrance like a lot of other companies that make natural and clean beauty do. They don't do that. All their products are fragrance-free. They also don't have alcohols. Not that alcohols are bad, but I think for some people they can be irritating. So, hey, if you're sensitive to alcohol, guess what? They have a sunscreen for you. If you have sensitive skin, the kids' version of the sunscreen is very likely to work for you. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I just think it's so cool. They check, like, all these different boxes, like cruelty-free and vegan, clean beauty, not fear-mongering, gender-inclusive, black-owned, independent. Just all these things, and just think about, like, how many brands can you honestly say does all of that? Like, how many brands, like, actually do that? All of those, that check all those boxes. I think that's just so cool. Anyway, I'm gonna post links to the Black Girl Sunscreen website and Target website below. I hope this video is helpful. Definitely, I highly encourage you to try out Black Girl Sunscreen if you can. I think their products are amazing. And again, they're decently affordable. They're like high-end drugstore, but at a pretty good price point. And again, you're supporting an independent company who knows what they're doing. Okay, with that, I hope you have a good day. Remember that skincare is personal. It's all about you. Don't worry about what an influencer says. If you like your skincare products and they work for you, they're not irritating your skin, keep at it.